Stephanie?
There's no doubt that there's fraud and waste in our EBT system, in our DTA system. I think another place that frustrates people and has been wasted money for years is our health connector. We had a good system that was in place, and with the financial regulations, we haven't had a good system since. My husband works for Mass Health, and I hear the stories there about processing applications from 6 months ago, and how long things are taking. And working as an aide, I got calls from people that are just trying to sign up for their Health Connector plan, and they can't get in contact with someone, and they can't do this. And we're pouring so much money into that program, but it doesn't work. And I think that's across the board. And what frustrates me about the budget is you don't get to say, I'm going to vote against that part of the budget. You get to vote on amendments in blocks, unless you file it yourself and you pull it out. They categorize everything, and certain people, the Speaker of the House, the Chair of Ways and Means, they decide what stays, what goes, and that's where the relationships come in. But you're voting on things in a huge block, and we do that with all types of legislation. We file bills that have several different topics in it, and it's we shouldn't be doing. That's not how we should be operating, because if I disagree with one thing, why should we be I'm forced to vote on something that maybe I agree with part of it and I don't agree with that part? You should be able to separate it out. That's a frustrating part about the budget, is you operate on a whole budget as a whole. People get frustrated when you vote against it. I remember last year, Representative Cole voted against the final budget that came out of conference committee after the Senate and the House, worked through their differences. And that was simply because that new budget, that compromise budget, the revenues were balanced off of casino funds, and we didn't have an open casino yet in Massachusetts. And we're now in a budget shortfall because our casino revenues are not what they expected them to be. So, at the time, everyone was so upset that, Representative Cole voted against the budget, but that was something we looked at, and it came out, and, you balanced a budget on revenues that didn't exist, so you vote against it. So you're voting against things that may be good, but you have to look, you have to balance, does the good outweigh the bad? And I think that's the frustrating part on Beacon Hill, is you have to reform things in order to take the money in and out. It's not like Congress where you can just vote to defund one part or one particular organization. You have to vote on it all together, and with the majority Democrats, we're never going to get to do that.